Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Laura.
Oh, the living room is open.
Yep, we're open.
Beverly Hills is back, baby. Ugh, I just love Beverly Hills.
So do I. I think it's my favorite.
You know why I love it so much, too? I used to live in Los Angeles. I was an actress. I was a PR person. That was what I was doing instead of when I was acting and doing comedy. Instead of saying like rice or potatoes with that, I was a PR person who was had a bunch of fun celebrities, and I was basically a celebrity babysitter. Is what I would call myself. But it just brings back all the feels because of just the location and where they are. Like just seeing just all the B-roll footage. Of Rodeo Drive, and they were at the Pacific Design Center, and I was like, when Erika was going in to buy her, buying her stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I used to go to it was called the Earth Cafe, pretty sure it was right on Melrose, like right down the street, and there was this really cool, I'm sure it's not there anymore, because now we're talking like, almost 15, 16 years ago, there was a really cool place called the Bodhi Tree, and it had like all these love potions and lotion.
Oh, you love that.
Oh, I loved it. And there was also the Bodhi Tree bookstore, which is this awesome bookstore with just, like all these self-help books and yoga and, tarot cards and all kinds of cool stuff. So in any case, it just brings for me back all the feels.
So these places you're mentioning is near the furniture place where they went to.
Right.
Okay.
And by the way, which is also just up the street and around the corner, up a few blocks is Sir and something about her. It's all right
it's all there.
Right. It's all in that little, it's kind of on the edge of things of Beverly Hills, of West Hollywood. So
yeah,
that's a big, big building, a beautiful building too. But let's not waste too much time on the building.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to give us a little time here. So, all right, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Well, first in the beginning in the round robins, right? They were showing Dorit. All of them, let's catch up. Where have they been? And there's Dorit. And all I could think of is that is now the house that is in foreclosure.
Yes, I read this too. But I wasn't sure if it was real. So that really is in foreclosure.
I mean, I read the article. It sounded legit.
Okay.
But I don't see how. Listen, I don't know how, honestly, I don't know where that house is. I don't know if that's in the valley. I think it was a little, it wasn't.
Oh, so it's not in Beverly Hills zip
I don't
code?
think that house was in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
I can't remember because I remember when they moved in, but I thought like, that's really out of the neighborhood.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's not, because listen, PK, there's no way Dorit is affording that home on her own. And I don't think PK could have afforded it when they bought it. So like, what? Because she's like,
I think these people are
they're
constantly in need of money.
Absolutely. Especially PK and Dorit.
Definitely. I think they put on a very nice front. And I like PK and Dorit. I like both of them.
I like them too.
I think Dorit is a great housewife, by the way. But I
really
think they
like
are trying really, really hard all the time.
I agree.
And that's the feeling I get.
And then also I thought, oh my God, all of Dorit's, she paid, she only shopped retail, so she was paying retail. And like they know housewives never pay retail, but Dorit was the one that was paying retail. But now she's had to replace all that. They took all her purses and bags. Like,
yeah. I know.
I don't think PK and Boy George are. I don't know. I just don't think there's that many millions flying in from Boy George. Like I feel like Boy George is getting millions, but I don't think PK is.
No, I don't think so either.
All right, let's.
And can I mention one thing as a quick side note?
3 things, Kristen. It's your podcast.
PK has a new real estate show on Hulu. I don't remember the name of it.
Interesting.
I watched it for 10 minutes.
Terrible?
I turned it off.
Oh,
it was
no.
terrible.
Oh, no.
I didn't give it more than 10 minutes. Now, it was late one night, and I said, let me check this out.
On Hulu?
It's on Hulu, and I forgot.
Well, good for him.
Beautiful houses, design beautiful houses. I forgot the name of it.
Since when is he in real estate?
I have no idea. That's why I just said,
PK.
this is such a farce.
PK is trying so hard. PK is trying so hard to make some money somewhere.
It made me feel for him.
You know
I'm
what,
like, this is what it's come to.
I feel like he went to Maurice and was like, please, Mo, give me money, something. He's like, well, I could get you a job on Hulu as a realtor. Why don't we give you a show there? I could do that. I can help you. I'm trying to do the stuff he knows. You know, Maurice talks with the stuff
does talk with the stuff he knows.
We'll talk about their little conversation too.
That was interesting.
But wait, first,
Yes.
I had to say, so Jennifer Tilly,
Okay.
here she is. I think she's going to be a great addition, but she's a friend only, right?
Yeah, she's a
Okay.
friend. I love her.
She's very, first of all, the woman, let's just talk, well, let me say this. When I was in Los Angeles, I had a friend who was a professional organizer.
Okay.
And of course, when you're an actor, you're always looking to make that money any way you can. So
Sure.
I was helping her.
Okay.
And she was the main person doing it. There was a huge article in InStyle magazine on it when she did it. But she was like living there for months. I mean, she really literally organized her entire house from top to bottom.
Wow.
And
she was
I
there
was
for
her little
months?
helper. I was for I mean, like I feel like
Wow.
it was an entire summer, but it's hard because you know in California every day is like the freaking summer. But now
Yeah.
we're going back like 17 years ago. But the minute
Wow.
Sutton walked in, you see her going down the little path, and if you looked behind her, there was these two little blue doors that come off because she lives on.
Yeah.
she lives right across the street from the Bel Air Hotel. I mean,
Oh,
when I tell
oh.
you, right across the street. So,
Okay.
but I recognized the blue doors. I'm like, I used to go in on those, skip down the path, kind of like Sutton was doing. And then, of course, when she gets in, she's like, Sutton! You know, like, hello! And then it was funny because she was like, well, I bought a bunch of treats from the Beverly Hills, from the Bel Air Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, the Bel Air Hotel, by the way.
Oh, tell
It is
me.
the most glorious place on the planet. It is one of my
Wow.
favorite hotels. They have the best bar in the back. I used to go there like maybe on a date or whatever, just with my friends on
Yeah.
like a cold February evening, which is what, like 60, maybe 50 at night.
Right.
But there's the piano player playing the classics. There's a big fireplace roaring.
Oh.
And the hotel is just exquisite. I mean, it is one of my faves.
Okay.
And
wow.
then it was funny. In the episode, Sutton was driving and beeping like beep beep.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy. So I know Kathy lives in Bel Air too. That
Okay.
big, massive.
Oh,
And-
that house is huge.
Yeah. So Jennifer Tilly's house is not that huge.
I was just going to ask, how is
No.
her house? Because you couldn't really see it.
It's a
from-
big home, but it's
Oh.
not that big. It actually sits on a piece of property that goes like up a hill, like I remember.
Okay.
But
But obviously, it's in a great location. If she's
Oh.
across the street from the Bel
it
Air
is
Hotel.
prime
oh.
locale.
Oh, my God.
Prime locale. And a gorgeous little, like, I love the homes in LA because they're all kind of they're kind of squirreled in. You know what I mean? It's like there's a hill and then you got this house like kind of squirreled in there.
Yeah.
But I just remember, like, you know, Jennifer Tilly just like, she would come home. I never saw her. I never even met her.
Okay.
I was just in her house helping.
She was
all of
never
her
there.
Stuff was in like piles, like dumped all over the floor, like with the money, the currency from that country, whatever she was in, like
Okay.
thrown on the top. So, you know, it was a lot of like hanging pants. Are we keeping these pants? Or are we taking them away? Put that money over there. Put this, but you know, definitely not the neatest gal.
Okay.
But that's why she was smart enough to hire my friend who came in and just whoop.
Well, did she
Zipped up
had
her
she
life.
just kind of moved there when you went?
No,
or,
I
no?
don't think
Okay.
so. I think she, you know,
She'd
she
just
used to
been
be
there for a
married.
bit.
Not to get too far into her, but
Yeah.
she used to be married, I believe, to Sam Simon. So I know that who I think passed away. I don't know if they divorced or he
Okay.
passed away, but it's the Simpsons creator.
Okay.
So she's wealthy from that.
Oh.
Then she's
sure.
also got all the rights to all the Chucky stuff.
Oh yeah.
Listen, that lady is a
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
When I say, like, for her to hook up with Sutton, I think they're a great couple because, like,
Yeah.
they've got the dough, they've
Yeah.
got the time, they're both zany.
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And then, so anyway,
Very
getting into that. So yeah, I did
artsy.
spend a lot of time there, and everything
Okay.
looks completely different. The kitchen's redone.
Yeah.
it was hard. It was so long ago, but
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't look like the same place.
Okay.
I mean, if I saw it all, like I saw when she walked in how it looked the same, but in any case,
Wow.
Sutton's surrealism party.
Okay, that was good.
You know what this is? Sutton with a lot of freaking ass time on her hands.
Sounds like it. Did they say something about Merce? Was
Merce.
it dedicated to Merce
I
and the
believe
purse?
when they went to Spain, that's when she had Merce in the purse. She
Right,
was
with the
carrying
ashes.
Merce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
There
when
was a reference about Merce that Erika was saying.
But
I
they
think.
were, or maybe they spent time with Merce there because it was when her and Jennifer went
Yeah.
So it was when maybe they spent time with him there, and that's why when then they went wherever they went, and she was throwing the ashes. Either way, I mean, like, a lot of fucking time on your hands, Sutton. Like, and then to be railing people when they're like, they don't get what surrealism is. Like, Kyle knew who Dali was, like Salvador Dali.
Yeah,
It's
right,
basically
right.
just, your mind, your creative mind, your unconscious mind, and it was all those weirdo images like eyeballs and foreheads and weird.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
but for
That's
her
the
to like,
surrealism.
yeah, we'll get to the party. The party was sort of close to the end, but I was just like,
Yeah, but
she's
yeah.
just making fun of Dorit and said Dorit was in the wrong end of the museum. I was like, I think Dorit really tried with that, disc of a record disc on her or satellite dish on her head.
We could talk about it when we're talking about the scene, but I didn't mind it. I mean, it was just like I was waiting for her to hit somebody with
Sutton
it.
didn't do shit. She had on freaking deer antlers. I was like, what?
That didn't look great.
Dress? This is your party. And
Yeah.
you spent the time getting an alpaca there and a freaking monkey and a lady on stilts. Why not?
Right.
Get yourself like and our new like bows.
I like the way she looked.
Oh, she looked amazing.
She was such a presence. We'll talk about her.
Yeah, we'll talk about it because we'll talk
what
about
a presence.
Oh, she's
wow.
amazing. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I wonder, it's funny, I wonder the dynamic that's going to go down because obviously her and Dorit were fast friends.
They bonded right away.
And I don't know if her and Garcelle are friends. I don't know if her and
I don't
Erika
know if they
are
know
friends.
each other.
I don't know. It's seemingly like they did because she definitely knew Garcelle's friend.
Okay, she knew Garcelle's friend, and she is friends with Sutton, who's very good friends with Garcelle.
But she's clearly
So
hit it
they're
off
in the friend
with
circle.
Dorit.
Yeah, she
so
likes
it's going to
Dorit.
be interesting because Garcelle's not having any part of Dorit.
No, she doesn't like to read at all.
She does not. And we know,
Which I'm still trying to figure out in a way.
She wasn't sensitive to her as a black woman, and she didn't remember when they got
that
hold and
last
she wasn't,
season.
Right, she wasn't sensitive or she wasn't being responsive to that.
Yeah.
And then there was also she just didn't think she was a sincere person. I think.
Yeah, that's it.
I
She
mean,
doesn't
I
think she thinks she
love
talks too much.
Garcelle,
I love Garcelle.
but I also love Dorit. I actually
Same.
like Dorit.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Dorit.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about
the first thing I wrote down is Dorit came in hot.
Oh,
She came in hot. Like, she's like the first one you see.
This is going to be her season.
She dominated this episode. No?
I think this whole season, because on Watch What Happens Live,
Yeah.
Andy said, oh man, you really came in there and you're not letting up all season. And
No.
she's like, no, I'm not.
Nope.
So I love this kind of new Dorit.
I love
like
it.
This not like Piquet.
Yeah.
What's going on? But you know what? This is about Dorit. She really doesn't have a bad bone in her.
I don't see that either.
She's very.
I never
very
saw that with
sweet.
Dorit.
She's not a troublemaker. She
No.
just wants to like have her clothes on, not get held up in her bedroom. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she might be high maintenance in her clothes and all that.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, she is not causing trouble.
No, I don't think so. And you know
She
what
really
I might,
isn't.
maybe what it might be is some of the ladies, and I'm not even talking about Garcelle, but even Kyle and maybe some others, maybe they don't like her so much. It might be a jealousy thing.
She's gorgeous.
She's
And up
absolutely
until-
gorgeous, and she's got her perfect life, and she's not trying to say, look how perfect
Well,
I
it's
am.
not perfect now.
But it's not perfect.
But up until now,
Yeah,
and really
I
after the
just-
reunion, that was brought up too. Like, what do you mean? After the reunion, you said everything was better than ever.
Yeah.
And then, so it's
I
kind of
know.
confusing that then they all of a sudden sat down one night. We're like, we need to take some time apart. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll kind of pick it apart as we kind of move through.
Yeah.
But let's start with, we already discussed about the Pacific Design Center. Erika's doing a little redecorating. But
it was actually good to see Erika.
I think I like
I don't
Erika
know.
too. There's something, even though I was like mad at the way she kind of was handling the whole Tom thing.
So was I.
But I would.
I got turned off to her for a minute.
Yes, I was turned off. Like, give the earrings back. What are you doing? Give them
Yes.
to the people who got burned in the fire or whatever it was. Like, come on, Erika. But I get it. Erika's a survivor and has to take care of herself, right?
She does.
But still, I wasn't happy about that. But I am happy to see her. She's definitely been on the Ozempic, or she hasn't eaten in a year. But I love that
She does look fabulous.
When she walked in with the Fendi and she's got the little, like yellow and green little, I would imagine, I don't know if it was a Fendi ensemble as well, but I laughed because when she got in there and she's like, well, I'm doing a little redecorating because, the Tom trial's coming up or whatever. But then Dorit
to
comes
cleanse.
in and they go to sit down to talk and she's like, I can't sit down because I have all this makeup all over my legs. So like if she sat down, she's going to ruin everything. So I was peeing because I was like, I love that. She's, looks perfect. And she's like,
Yeah, she always does.
if I sit down, it's going to look like I crapped all over this white couch. So I love that she's like, don't worry, I won't ruin anything. And then she found like a black stool. Did you see that?
Yes,
She was like on a black and like, don't worry, I won't ruin anything. She's barely sitting on the thing, So interesting conversation between Dorit and Erika in the PCD, the Pacific, the PDC. Pacific Design Center. Yeah, PDC.
PDC. Okay. Yeah.
And it was interesting though how she said, that PK and I are getting separated. And
she said it right away.
And Erika
like right there. Like,
hang on. But I felt like it was genuine.
I did too. She kind of got a little teary.
She was like taken aback.
She got emotional.
She was like, oh my God. I think because she knows this is going to suck for you. I'm going through this. John's trial's about to start. So but I did also.
And it did go to the fact that she predicted it in BravoCon.
But I don't think
she got upset about that. But
No. But she just, the way Dorit said, and I think she was right, the BravoCon, when she said, who do you think, when Andy said, who do you think's the next couple up to Splitsville? And he said, I think Dorit and PK. And she goes, I think she just made a shady answer to a shady question.
Yes.
Or maybe somewhere in the back of her mind, she knew there was a little trouble in paradise or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that she pointed out that I'm confiding in Erika, who actually said this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
in a way, it's interesting how good of friends they are now, given what they've gone through in the past. It's nice. Yeah.
And also, I do also like how she was like, look, I'm going to see Kyle. If you don't want me to say anything, I won't. Back in the past, I feel like the shade would have been like, can't wait.
You gotta hear
she would have, whoever, Lisa Vanderpump would have got in the car and been like, you wouldn't believe what I just heard from Dorit and PK a Splitsville. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hello. So I feel like it's getting a slightly more genuine. Anyway, so off to Kyle's we go to her. And now she's in Encino. That's over the hill. That's in the valley. Also,
is she in that house? Is in the valley?
House is in Encino.
I did not know that.
I mean, I think it's pretty close to like the Jacksons where they are.
Okay,
Encino is a part of the valley, but they're beautiful, beautiful. I mean, Kyle's house is romantic storybook.
It's gorgeous.
Love that house.
Yeah,
I love
it's very classic looking. Her house, very
beautiful.
classic,
just gorgeous.
Yeah,
but I thought it was funny. Also, again, that Erika's coming over. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up in my head, but they're pulling in a blue chair for her to sit in, and I was like, maybe Kyle's got those couches in there. She doesn't want her to sit on anything that's light colored.
Probably
because she's got the leg makeup. She's probably like, Kyle, I'm coming over. Can you give me a dark chair? I don't want to get makeup again.
You sound just like her.
That's not how she sounds, but that's how
she does.
That's how I think she sounds.
She sounds.
And I also wanted to say when she was hugging Dorit, just to backtrack, the Botox must be. Her face is so frozen. She looked sad, but nothing's moving. There was maybe 2 little tears in the corner, but I'm like, damn, she's like Medusa, like a piece of stone, like nothing.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like no movement, but. Any hoodle. So, okay, what happens over there? I forget.
Kyle was talking about how Mo had just moved out and Alexia moved out at the same time. So it's really basically, I think her daughter Sophia's in college. So it's just her and Portia now. So the house is a lot quieter.
Right. And Alexia moved out, I think.
Yeah, Alexia
one of them just
did
got
move
engaged.
out and she got engaged.
The one,
she got engaged, yeah.
And then, of course, Kyle got upset when she was like, I didn't expect my life to be this.
Yeah, like I didn't know.
Even though she looks so gorgeous in the pink and her hair looks fabulous.
Oh yeah,
I think she looks great. I mean,
she looks the best I've ever seen her.
She's a little bit of a thing. When I saw her at BravoCon, I was like,
yeah, she's tiny.
I almost thought she was a little person. I'm not even kidding.
Okay,
I was like,
she's that short. Like, what is she about?
Tiny.
Wow.
And then also, I noticed at the Surrealism party when Kathy was like up front dancing to Yellow Cat or Jammy Cat or Pussy Cat, whoever was up there.
Yeah,
she looks short too.
So is Kathy tiny too?
I don't know. but
Okay.
I've never met Kathy Hilton. I also never met Kyle, but I've seen her
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah.
Right? And she looks small, so I'm guessing
Right.
they're probably not that large.
Okay. They're maybe like
I mean, they're
5'1",
half
5'2".
sisters.
Okay.
Kyle's tiny.
Yeah.
That's all. I was really shocked.
Okay.
So they're talking about basically why her and Kyle are having such a problem, right?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah. So Erika comes over and they're talking.
Looking
and,
fabulous, by the way.
Oh, she looks fabulous.
And basically, she was just saying all about like, basically like, Dorit was saying the friendship is unbalanced. I don't like it.
Yes.
Everything that I can't step on a line for a minute. I step on a line once, that's it. And then Kyle can do whatever she wants and I'm supposed to take it.
And Kyle brought up how upset she was that Dorit brought up the text message at the reunion.
Oh, right. And
like
then
Kyle
Reddit,
was
then,
like
right.
so embarrassed.
And she's like,
so
that's a
upset.
shitty friend.
Yeah.
No, my friends have never done that
to me before. No friend would ever do that to me. I would never do that to anybody.
But wait, then she also
so,
brought up.
But you know what? I kind of understand why Dorit brought it up. I didn't think it was a terrible
damning.
thing that
Right.
Dorit brought that into the. Kyle was. I don't think that was so bad.
I don't either.
And you know what? As a viewer, we want to see that. No,
of course.
And Dorit is smart enough to know that. That was why she brought it in
Agreed.
too. She's not going to be like, well, I'm going to protect Kyle and not say anything to anybody. No, there's drama between them. Their friendship was falling apart.
This is what the show is.
I'm just showing you our friendship is unraveling. And here's where we are right now. Listen to this text.
And then she also brings
so
up.
I got it.
And then she also brings up the BravoCon, which again I thought
Yeah.
was very funny when she was like the question posed.
That was a joke.
It was a joke. She said, "Who's your favorite? Who's your least favorite?"
Hilton.
No, Richard's sister.
Richard's sister,
Kathy
right.
Hilton, Kim, or Kyle. And then she was bringing up a drink. She was like, "Let me take a drink." And then Kyle pushed it out of her hand. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Kathy,
Yeah.
because you pushed it out of my hand."
Yeah, because like, hey, the heck with you.
And
it was
then
like a
Kyle-
friendly banter.
Correct. It was just such a throwaway
But
joke.
how could Kyle take that
She's taking
seriously?
that seriously, which is so dumb.
You know what it means? It means Kyle was
already
looking
mad.
for a reason
She was
to
already-
get mad at her.
Exactly. You're
There we go. Now I can
You're
solidify why I'm mad at
absolutely
her.
right. She was already pissed.
Yeah.
She was already mad.
Yes.
And then Dorit then gets pissed because Kyle goes on Amazon Live and says, "Oh, we're not really friends. We only went on one trip together." And
That's hurtful. And I
Yeah.
could see why Dorit was hurt because it seems
now
like there was
that
a
is-
lot more to it than that.
and they were like,
And she downplayed it like it was nothing.
and I think Kyle did convert to Judaism.
She
Mauricio.
did. Yeah, she did
And
for
they're
Mauricio.
Jewish, I believe.
Yeah.
So they would like come
They have a
over
lot
and
in
celebrate,
common. Yes.
Shabbat on Friday nights together. There's a lot of footage of them together.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot. It's not just what
That
we're
was not
seeing
great.
on the show.
Agreed.
There was a lot more to it than that. Obviously, PK and Mo are practically best friends.
Yeah, they were cute in that.
So
And
they were all close.
they were
and
all
tight.
close. But I mean,
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about their little conversation they had, PK and
Yeah. So then it goes to that, and PK was in tears almost.
well, PK
I
was-
actually never saw him like that.
I've never seen him like that either. And I actually think he's a little bit of a put on guy, but
He's a sensitive soul.
but
No.
yeah, but not really. But right, no, he is. I agree. I don't think those were really put on. But the way he was looking at Maurizio, and there's emotionally unavailable Mo, like just kind of staring, like,
Oh, like
oh,
I
shit,
went
is he
through that too,
like,
and
oh,
I know
like,
it's
oh, shit,
separation.
it's- oh shit, is he crying? What am I gonna do? What should I do? Remember at the dinner party when Alison Dubois said, "Kyle, know this.
Yeah.
he will never emotionally fulfill you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's going to Maurizio for this, and Mauricio's like, "Well, it's just every day is a journey, and you know what I mean? Like every day's a journey, and you're gonna have good days and bad days." I was like, well, he's trying for a minute, but then he kind of looked dead in the eyes when, like,
Yeah.
he kept talking.
Yeah, yeah.
So it kind of sounded like they split up because, well,
Oh, well, that we didn't mention this, but I didn't know that PK was either he's an alcoholic or
Oh, right.
he
'Cause he
drinks.
said, well,
I think an alcoholic.
well, I could've
right?
told
Is that
you
what
he-
she said?
yeah,
Because he
well,
drinks and he has a drinking
right, because
problem.
he said, well, what led to it? And he's like, I got sober.
Yeah,
I
I know.
got sober. And
Yeah,
she-
they didn't show a lot of him
Well,
drinking.
remember
Oh,
he-
he had the DUI.
he got the DUI.
That's right. But
So-
you still did. It didn't talk about him being an alcoholic.
No, but she said he's a
You know?
full-blown alcoholic.
Now it's coming out.
But it's interesting because when and we'll talk about when she goes in to see Kathy, but now they're doing the split screen between PK and Maurizio and Kooky Kathy.
And with the
with the gel.
What was she getting?
She looked like
she was getting an IV drip of vitamin C.
She looked like
or whatever.
a freaking mad scientist. I was like, looks like there's cat urine in the bag. She's getting the IV, the liquids. She's drinking out of she probably had the chia seeds. Kyle, can you get me chia seeds? She's drinking her chocolate, probably a protein shake with chia seeds in it. Out of the bendy straw. Then she's got the one lonely Velcro roller on the bang. I was like, she's a nutter.
She's a little nuts.
She's a nutbag.
She's nuts.
She really is nuts.
Oh my God.
But when they were going back and forth, Dorit was like, look, nothing really happened. Like PK, we sat down like two adults and said we're going to get a separation. But it was interesting because she said I had stuck through it with him through the DUI, through the bankruptcy. Like it kind of sounded to me like Dorit would have stuck this out.
Yeah.
But he's black and white and wants I think we should get a separation. There is no.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he wants her to go out with him more. Oh, PK, you have 2 kids. Come on. He's like, life gone in the way.
Yeah.
Of course, life gets in everybody's way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know.
I can't.
Disjointed.
It seems disjointed. He's not easy.
No,
you can tell he's not.
And I'm sure
she's very intense. Mm-hmm. So it's like they have, their personalities don't mesh entirely.
And I really,
but I think they both really love each other.
I think so too. And that's what Kathy had said. She was like, I think you love it. And then Kelly's like, are you getting together? She's like, you mean having sex?
Yeah.
She's like, no.
No.
Well, do you care if he goes out to dinner? What kind of stupid?
No.
She's like,
what does that mean?
Who cares?
He's
Kathy's
a social person. Yeah.
She's just so. She's just so crazy.
She's out there.
She's eccentric.
She really has
so
eccentric.
Bajillions of dollars, so she's eccentric. She'd be butt-ass crazy if she had no money. But can you imagine just? Yeah. I mean, I can't. And it makes sense why.
And don't get her mad.
No,
she just seems like do not get Kathy Hilton mad.
Yeah, she'll snap on you, and that's why do you think poor Kyle is always in the
she looks frightened.
She's
her
always
half the time.
icing She's always icing her out because there's probably no other way to deal with her.
Yeah,
other than ice. And I kind of see that icing out that she's probably learned from her sisters. Right? That's her. She's the baby, right? That's her only probably way to deal with it.
Yeah,
and she's
because they do it to her too. They all ice each other.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
But
it really
Kyle
is.
seems to be like. It seems like those two seem like they would be a little bit more into talking.
Yeah,
because they want to probably torture her a bit more. And Doogie's like, nuh-uh.
Yeah,
and I see her kind of icing out Dorit a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
And I think that really upset Dorit, and that made the unraveling even worse with their friendship. Because Dorit was just like, she became, they showed the clip when she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she was talking about when Dorit was and she was talking about Morgan Wade and how Kyle kind of distanced herself a little more from Dorit since she's become friends with Morgan.
Which was
There's nothing wrong to say that though.
Right, exactly.
But Kyle apparently got upset about that too.
I feel a little bad for Dorit in this whole thing.
I do.
But let's talk about Dorit's cigarette lighting heard around the world.
I didn't know she smoked.
I was like, if that's
she smokes.
If that's not the most relatable moment, though, she's whizzing down the canyon.
Yeah.
Okay, she's whizzing down the canyon, lighting a butt. And then she said on Watch What Happens Live, this is the not relatable moment.
Yeah.
She's being chased by the paparazzi. So I was like, oh, that's scary. But, for a minute, when I did watch it, I was like, oh, my God, there is like a random van they're showing or something. So she was being kind of chased or whatever. But I was like.
Right.
But that's going to be the meme. Like, when my whole family comes over for Thanksgiving and it's just going to be Dorit lighting a butt, They're talking politics at the table.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I just thought that was funny.
That was funny. And see, these are things they haven't shown on camera before. Like, remember seasons ago, Lisa Vanderpump had a cigarette. I didn't know she smoked either. She was having a bad moment and she took a cigarette. Maybe, or when they're stressed out.
Yeah, like it's fun to smoke when you drink. I don't do that anymore.
I used to.
I used to.
I did it all the time with my friends.
In my 30s all the time.
Yeah, me too.
So let's talk about
the
surreal. We've already talked about that. Let's talk about the surrealism party.
Yes.
The surreal. So Sutton, I don't know. Sutton, like I said, we talked about this in the beginning. Well, I love how you see the alpaca come in. Was there a real monkey there? She said there was a monkey, but was that fake monkey?
That looked like a fake
It looked
monkey.
like a puppet.
Yeah. I don't. God,
Like a fake-
that's freaky.
It looked like a fake monkey puppet.
But the alpaca was very cute.
So Sutton shows up. I think she could have done so much better. As I said just about 20 minutes ago.
And I like Sutton.
I like Sutton.
And
But this is her
I don't
party.
mind her style, but she could have. That was a weird one. She
Just
looked like
antlers and a
a
black dress.
reindeer.
She
Like she
looked
was
like-
dressed for Christmas.
She looked like it was a complete afterthought.
Yeah, it was strange.
Jennifer Tilly like it that she had the black swan on her head, but it's not
She looked
Jennifer's
good.
party. You
No,
know what I mean?
it's
So,
not.
Like, Sutton!
So Dorit looked good with the disc on her hat. I really didn't mind that.
I thought she looked great too.
And she said something about it's a weapon, but I get it. Like
she was like,
you
well,
know,
it's a
it was.
fish
It looked a
tail.
little uncomfortable.
but she kept it on. But I also like
kept it,
how
yeah.
she looked sort of like an assassin with it off. She had like a black beret on
I liked
underneath.
it.
I was like, ooh, she looks like she's gonna whip out a knife and be like, whoosh, 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 and just toss it across the room. You know.
And I know Kyle had the antlers on too. Kyle looked a little better than Sutton did,
A little
though.
better.
But it was Sutton-esque.
It was Sutton's probably like,
costume.
I'm wearing antlers.
Antlers.
And then I like when she FaceTimes Kathy, she's like, why don't you? Kathy's like, why don't you wear a turban?
Okay.
She's like, a turban? I don't. Is this the turban party? I don't think so.
But can we talk about Kathy with the extensions?
Oh my.
Oh.
Wait. I thought Bose
I like her.
was going to die.
She looked horrified.
She's like, what?
Horrified.
She is not taking those extensions out at the party. She was like, and sitting them on the chair. She was like, if my wig was crooked, she's like, I would sit there
I'd be
the
sitting
whole
there
party
like
like
this.
this. She's like, and she gonna take them out and put them on the chair. She's like, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I've never seen it in my life. Never.
Oh my God. And meanwhile, she could not have looked more gorgeous.
She looked
Bose.
the best.
Is it Bose like the Bose like music headphones? Like
I think that's how you
BOSE?
pronounce. Is it Bose or Boz?
I was hearing Bose the whole
Okay,
time.
I think it was Bose.
it
Yeah.
could have been Boz.
Yeah,
but I
it's-
was hearing Bose.
Okay. I think we'll say Bose.
But here's
And
the thing with
she looked
Bose.
amazing. Loved her dress.
Boss.
And Boz.
Boss bitch.
Boss bitch. And I did really like how she bonded with Dorit because I really
Right
feel
away.
like Dorit needs a friend.
Dorit does need a friend, and she's new.
She
and
really
fresh,
needs a
and
friend.
She's like, I know if I like somebody, I can either say I love you or I hate you. And she's
Yeah.
like, I love Dorit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Perfect.
good, because Dorit's not everyone's favorite right now.
She's not.
And then why did again Sutton had to throw shade at her, telling her her dress. She's like, is that rubber? You like wearing a condom? And she's like, it's plastic. You know? And I would have been like, I'm dressed for your party. You're not. You
yeah.
threw on a black ugly ass dress. Sutton. Sutton, who owns the store. But I also thought it was funny when Kathy showed up looking like a 5-year-old ready for bedtime. She looked like a 5-year-old princess, like girls who dress up in wacky clothes, you know, like their
Yeah.
princess outfits for bed. But I was like,
Yeah.
she does also just, I think it was last night. I did see on social media it was Kathy's a holiday pajama party that kicks off the season.
Oh,
Faye
nice.
Resnick was there. Crystal Minkoff was there.
Okay.
Kris Jenner was there.
Oh.
You know, there's all the
big
Beverly
ones.
Hills, all the they're all in front of her, Christmas tree. That's just a side note.
Very
but I thought it
nice.
was funny that when she did show up looking like a 5-year-old, that she went right up to Bose and said boss.
Okay.
Because
Boss. Yeah.
Sutton was calling her the boss, but it would make sense that Kathy would be calling her by the wrong name. They were all like, Bose, it's Bose, Bose, Kathy. And she was like, no, boss. Meaning like, you're the boss.
You're the
bitch.
boss.
Right.
Right.
Sutton calls her the boss.
Right.
And she's like, she really is. She was like chief marketing officer for Netflix or
Yeah.
Uber, I think she said.
Yeah.
But why are you retiring?
Corporate America for
Why-
25 years.
Why are you retiring at 47 though?
Oh, I know.
She's the same as Dorit. Not that
She
I
must
think
have
there's
made her
or she's
wealth.
so well off and
Yep.
good for you, Bose.
And she's a widow. Maybe her
Oh,
husband
right.
left
they
some
were
to
they
her.
were in an immediate, as they said, therapy session.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Immediately. It was nice.
It was
though.
nice. I thought it was great. It was
Organic,
very
and it just
genuine.
looked yes, like we're gonna be friends. And again,
Super genuine.
Dorit needs an ally. I mean, Erika's
does
kind
need
of an
an
ally,
ally.
but Erika's still very good friends with Kyle.
No,
so we need somebody who isn't connected that way.
And I think everybody's always also gonna just automatically, even Kyle is not, she's not like a Vicky Gunvalson, but she is the OG there. So they're always going to want to be like,
she's the OG.
I want to be on Kyle's good side because she could probably go to the producers like, hello.
Whether we like Kyle or
I
get
like
annoyed
Kyle.
with her,
I do.
she is the pulse of
She
that
is.
show.
She is.
Can you imagine Beverly Hills without Kyle? It
No, I
wouldn't
agree.
work. Like it
No, I
works
agree.
because of Kyle. So we get it. We need her. We want her there. But yes, we need like the other ladies to have
the glue that holds it together.
She's the glue that holds it.
So let's talk about, Garcelle comes in her white, looking like a little nymph. I mean, I think Garcelle is beautiful. And I love that she has her Garcelle Productions and she's off in Atlanta.
Oh, and we didn't talk about that. That was nice.
doing
She's the
good.
executive producer.
She's executive producer
on a movie.
She's in her 50s. She's working with Lifetime. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
That's how I
Her
had
son
met her.
Oliver looks like he's doing well.
Right. He's got a new girlfriend. I had met Garcelle when she was at the White House. It was a fun part. It was an Elton John thing. It was an A&E event, History Talks, but that's A&E Lifetime. They're all sort of the same thing.
Right.
And I had met her at an event there, and she could not have been nicer. I'll post our picture at Littler Podcast, LITLR Podcast. It was in Washington. It was a History Talks, and they have all these history makers coming and talking. It was like Bradley Cooper. Oh, my God.
Wow.
President Bush, President Clinton, Tom Hanks, Serena Williams, Julia Roberts. It was just a
Wow.
lineup. That was
Super
the next day.
A-listers.
Yeah, the night before was the concert, a private concert with Elton John at the White House.
Wow.
And I was of course, there's Garcelle. There's all these people, and I'm like, but there's a housewife over
But I
there.
totally believe that she was nice. She just
was
seems like she'd be
wonderful.
so nice
She
and
was
warm.
so lovely.
Yeah.
Everything I thought
She
she would
comes
be.
across that
And
way.
it was a 5-minute talk we had.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been lovelier.
Right.
So let's talk about Kyle going, look, I feel safe with you, Garcelle.
Right.
And the whole thing is just about her sexuality.
Yes. Yeah.
And
but we still don't know.
She's still being very coy.
She is.
I get it. I got from her little coy thing saying that, like, I never questioned my sexuality. All the tabloid fodder made me finally question it.
Yeah.
And then Garcelle loved that she said, yeah, but, that video didn't help either, Kyle.
Yeah.
And she didn't say anything. And then also Garcelle was like, look, and she's like, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for that other or anybody else, meaning Morgan Wade, who was on the entire show last season. That's all we talked about.
That's all we talked about was Morgan
She's like,
Wade.
it's a little too late not to talk about Morgan Wade.
Right.
And then she said, I think what I got from it was she really just didn't want to go into it because she thought her daughters would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then she said, my proudest mommy moment was when they said, Mommy, there's nothing Portia said, there's nothing you could ever tell us that we wouldn't love you more. Or
Right.
that you couldn't tell us anything that wouldn't make us love you.
Right.
Or whatever. And which is wonderful, nice, and great to hear from your kids. But
yes.
when she did say, she said, it's a hard thing for me to admit to myself. And Erika said, that's really hard, really big thing to say out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's just being so coy.
I know.
Like as also
she just can't get it out yet. Maybe she just can't
doesn't
fully
want
let go
to.
of Mo yet.
And maybe
So
she
she
doesn't
just
want to.
And she doesn't want to.
And maybe she just wants to not do it. But
I'm
said
still
enough.
I'm not 1,000%. But can I go to something that you just mentioned?
Sure.
What video are we talking about? Are we talking about the music video she did with Morgan?
Yes.
Or
And
something that was caught on
There's
video?
a music video. I think she
and
did with her.
they're
and
having
they're kissing and it's some kind of amorous sort of moment.
But that was
they
just
also-
acting, right?
That was just acting. But there was also pictures from a restaurant, I think in New York,
Okay.
where they're kind of snuggling and canoodling
Okay.
in a booth. But she wasn't talking about that. I think she was talking about the music video.
music video, okay.
Which was kind of poking fun at it.
Yeah, okay.
And then it was basically just Kathy coming in, being crazy Kathy.
Was it that the hair extensions hurt?
No,
they were making her uncomfortable. Oh, she was hot. She was having a hot flash.
She was having let me tell you something. I understand the hot flash.
So
and
do
I'm
I.
telling you, she's like, or else I'm going to have to get changed. Does she have pajamas in the car? I'm sure she did. She walks through the freaking airport in slippers. She walks in with a giant freaking box fan wherever she goes.
Wow, she is so
she's
eccentric.
She's a little bit kooky.
A little kooky.
She's kooky.
Just a little bit.
And then basically we didn't really get the big sit down between the two of them. They teased us.
Yeah.
The Kyle,
no, it's like
Dorit.
it's to be continued. Of course, it just started getting a little.
Of course,
wrapped
they
up.
just started saying. And what did she say? Something
What she brought? Well, she did bring up the Amazon live interview.
Right. And
Like
said,
she was just so upset.
all
And
the
again, I
things-
do understand why Dorit was upset about that. Kyle was really here was the other thing too. At the reunion, 2 reunions ago, when Dorit seemingly took Kathy's side over Kyle.
I didn't think so, though.
I didn't either. I think she was just trying to be a mediator, Dorit.
That's
But that set Kyle off for
did.
all of this.
And then
there has to be more to it.
Well, I think then it was just those other little things weaved in there.
Okay.
And maybe, you don't know. Like, or maybe she does things that just bug her.
Yeah, that just
sometimes.
gets under her
and
skin.
all these things were like,
Yeah.
And look, this is not a big deal to us, but these bitches in Beverly Hills who's got,
Yeah, I know.
like
yeah.
total and complete loyalty.
Yeah.
Nil toward Kyle. Nil to Kathy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was good that Dorit, when they did sit down and she was just like, I'm sorry about you and PK. And I think I have some things to discuss and you're mad at me. We both have sides and we're both kind of mad and we both have our things. And but she was like, and then Dorit's like, I've just had enough. I've been tossed around and thrown away.
Yeah.
And then Kyle gets like, you're not going to listen again. You're just going to talk.
Yep.
And then they cut us off.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more coming in the next one. And for the rest of the season, we're going to see how this goes. But I think at this moment, currently, I don't think they're friends. So they didn't seem to make amends.
Which is sad.
It is
now
sad.
They're both they're both not lost their husbands, but they're both estranged from their husbands.
And their husbands are friends.
And they could have really used each other.
Sure.
And by the way, also Garcelle, the voice of reason, points out none of them are married.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
None of them.
So the Real Housewives are just the real former wives.
Former housewives.
House husbands. I mean, there's nobody married.
Ex-wives?
Yeah. Or just ladies who live in Beverly Hills. Come into the living room. Let's discuss.
We shall.
So I think we covered it.
I think it's going to be a good season.
Oh, I think it's going to be a really good season.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so happy for us,
for
the ladies in the living room here, me and you, that we have a show that we are finally ready to that we both love.
Oh, this is the best
and we're
one.
ready to really sink our teeth in. Not that we don't love the others.
Oh, the others are
This
great.
is a real favorite.
Yeah, it is. It always was. This is the one season. I have never missed a season. Like every single year.
I've seen all of Beverly Hills too.
All of them. Some of the other ones I've skipped a few.
So let's all get our cigarettes out.
Yep.
Light one up like Dorit.
Yep.
And wait until next week.
Mhm.
And I think we're good.
Yeah.
Are we ready to sign off?
We're ready to sign off.
All right. Well, our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is back, baby, and we're here for it all.
The diamonds are back.
The diamonds. All right. We will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, listeners. And remember to follow us at Littler Podcast and Ladies in the Living Room on YouTube. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.